Hello, friends. Robert Bettman here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and it's another Martial Monday. Today we will be covering the Barbarian Path subclass, Path of the Battlerager.
I think it's really important that I read the first line of the descriptor of Battlerager, because I think it sets the perfect expectation for what this subclass really realistically is. It says, known as the Kuljark, literally as Axe Idiot, in Dwarvish, Battleragers are dwarf followers of the gods of war and take on the path of the Battlerager. Axe Idiot is what you have to be to take this option, because it is horrendous. It is, oh boy, it's real bad. It's so bad they didn't justify reprinting it in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That book is like 150 pages. They had easily enough room to stick more stuff in it. They're like, you know what? The world's probably better off not remembering we printed this in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide, just like Purple Dragon Knight. It is sure is a thing.
Yeah, it's almost a thing. Oh,
so first element of it. It's restricted to just dwarves. You have to be a dwarf if you want to be a battle rager. And you used to have to be an elf if you wanted to be a blade singer, but then they removed that restriction because they realized they made a good subclass and not a bad one, and that people wanted to play it, and no one wanted to play this, so it never mattered.
It does have an option though. Like
your DM can waive it.
Yeah.
Yes. They give that little rider on all the things that have prereqs, generally speaking, is your DM can say nah.
Oh,
it's just to the subclass ones they did.
Oh.
To the to invocations and stuff less so. Especially like level restrictions, those tend to be pretty static. Anyway, so yeah, you have to be a dwarf to use this unless your DM says, nah, anyone can be this. Honestly, if you're a DM, if someone wants to do this, sure. So the thing that you get that's like the core identity of the option is called Battlerager armor. So it says when you choose this path or level, you gain the ability to use spiked armor as a weapon. Now you might be wondering, what is spiked armor?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
It's armor that is spiked. That's correct. Also, my search functionality on my browser is failing me. But it is functionally medium armor. That is gives you a 14 plus dex upon max 2 and disadvantage on stealth checks. So it is the equivalent of scale mail, but it is also called spiked armor, which matters for the features that you get in this subclass. So you're getting scale mail as a barbarian, which notably is a non-bow with a lot of barbarian features that do require you to be butt-ass naked to work, because that's how barbarians work, is they run around using their unarmored AC, so like your bonus speeds and stuff don't work with this subclass. Which, bummer. Anyway, what else it says, while you're wearing the spiked armor and raging, you can use your bonus action to make a melee weapon attack with your armor spikes against target within 5 feet of you. If the attack hits, the spikes deal 1d4 piercing damage.
Not looking good so far.
Nope. You can use your strength modifier for the attack individuals. Additionally, when you take the attack action to grapple a creature, the target takes 3 piercing damage if your grapple check succeeds. That's the cutest line of text here, and the thing I am most excited to get this option for is 3 piercing damage when you grapple somebody.
I'm never excited to grapple. This doesn't really pump the gas on that at all.
Not even a little bit. It still takes one of your attacks to do it, and now you get 3 damage as a consolation prize. Okay, sure. Notably, you're wearing spiked armor. There's no reflective damage. There's no other meaningful text to doing this armor. This armor is often going to be a lower AC than you're going to get through unarmored defense as the game progresses, because you're going to be capped at 16. And
whoa. Slow down. No reflective damage?
Yet.
Are you forgetting about our capstone feature?
We'll get there.
Okay.
For right now, if you were to tell me that there's an archetype whose whole existence is stipulated on wearing pointy armor, I would say the first thing they should do is deal damage when they're hit. That's the point of pointy armor, is something hits you and they hurt for doing so, right? Am I crazy?
No, I mean, this needs something more, and that
sure does.
All right.
Yeah. So currently out the gate, all you get is a bonus action D4 attack, which You can make with 2-weapon fighting. You can make using any other number of options that exist in this game to get a bonus action attack roll. You don't, and again, if you want to grapple, you can't replace the spiked weapon armor attack that you did as a bonus action for the grapple. It has to be an attack made as part of the attack action. That's where you can replace the grapple. So if you want to grapple and do this, you're foregoing an attack, which means this option is doing almost no meaningful damage, like ever. It's pitiful amounts of damage from their option. 6th level gives us Reckless Abandon, which is only 2 lines of text, which is disappointing. So by beginning at 6th level, when you use Reckless Attack while raging, you also gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum of 1, that vanish when your rage ends. This is kind of cute. It's like because you always want to be reckless attacking anyway, so this is just kind of like you get a 3 hit point, 4 hit point worth of padding every time you do so. Is it worth a 6th level feature? No, definitely not. It is certainly not worth a 6th level feature, because it's all you're getting is 4-ish temp HP around, and that is not justifying
just to be clear, that's like if you get multi-attacked, you get this temporary HP for every attack?
No, it caps out whatever your con mod is. You get it once, and it's whenever you choose to recklessly attack or not. So at the start of your turn, if you go, I'd like to attack recklessly, whenever I make these attack rolls, that's when you get the hit points, not whenever you physically make the attack rolls, to my understanding.
Oh, well, I wasn't excited about it before, and I'm less so now.
You're capped at 5, whatever your con mod is. And normally that's going to be... This option definitely wants to take as high a con mod as they can. But then again, if you're doing that, I'd like to point out your AC would be higher if you opted to not wear the spiked armor, which is your entire 3rd level feature, right? You can get a 20 AC by doing Dex Con on unarmored defense. You cannot get a 20 AC with spiked armor ever. It is capped at 16. So, like... Also, you don't get your bonus move speed. Yeah, while you... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I lied to internet viewers at home. Spiked armor is medium armor, and you can only use you can't use fast movement if you're in heavy armor. So you can still go your extra 10 feet. It isn't that bad. I'm sorry, I lied to you all. Still don't play this option. That doesn't save it. 10th level is another unbelievably short one. So it's beginning at 10th level, you can take the dash action as a bonus action while you're raging.
Good, because you're going to need to run away.
It's... We'll get into the whole of it in a second. So then, I guess, because there's very little to talk about there.
Take a moment to compose yourself.
We have the capstone, which is where for the first time in the entire archetype dedicated to wearing pointy armor, we have spiked retribution. So starting at 14th level, when a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, the attacker takes 3 piercing damage if you are raging, aren't incapacitated, and are wearing spiked armor. Which again, as I've established, you're better off not, because your AC will be higher potentially, right? Like if you're maxing out your con mod and you have a +2 dex for this armor, you having a 17 AC while being unarmored is more than the AC the spiked armor gives you, which is a horrendous oversight in design. It is bizarre to me that they didn't see that one coming. Why does spiked armor can't use whichever is higher is... Anyway, this gives you 3 piercing damage.
That's what's bizarre to me. This is a 14th level capstone feature, and it gives you +3 piercing damage with caveats.
Yeah, if you're raging and aren't incapacitated, it's kind of a given.
Yeah, and wearing spiked armor. That's, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, of course, but it does highlight another big problem. If you lose your spiked armor somehow,
you don't have class features.
This sucks. Well, that sucks more. Like, and how it's not like you're finding this in the forest. You know, you got to go find other spiked armor somewhere. Okay.
So to its credit, they recognize there were some core issues with Barbarian, and they do try to address one of them here, and that one is Battlerager Charge. The bonus action dash on a class that has to get on top of things is important. They mended this a little bit better, I think, in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, whenever they just gave the Barbarian class Instinctive Pounce, which is a 7th level feature that lets you, when you move up to half your speed when you enter your rage. So as opposed to, like, currently where we're at with Battlerager, and why this is so bad, is you'll rage as a bonus action, and then you can't dash because you chose to rage. And then next turn, assuming your movement wouldn't have gotten you in the first place, right? Now you can move and dash, and hypothetically be there. And remember, you're a dwarf, so your speed's 25.
Maybe a
35
dwarf.
with fast movement. You're probably a dwarf if you're using this archetype because it's the dwarfiest Battlerager, but maybe your DM says you can be a Battlerager and be an elf or whatever. In any case, you're in this situation where your bonus action is really, really tied up. You're entering a rage that's very important, and then the movement on your turn. And if on the next turn, 70-ish feet wouldn't have gotten to an enemy, you have a dash, but you don't really need it at that point anymore. Now instead, Instinctive Pounce sort of closes that gap. It gives you like a 50-ish foot move speed whenever you enter a combat, which is basically what Barbarians needed to make engagements a little bit easier for them. So they kind of already have a solution to this problem. This makes the bonus action dash feel worthless. It makes it feel like I don't have a particularly good reason to put this on my character sheet unless I'm doing like out of combat chase stuff. And the rogue has been doing it since 2nd level. Every rogue has been doing it since 2nd level. And you kind of get it at 10, and then you get like
this. I mean, even if it worked like it was supposed to, and the dash was beneficial, that's still not a 10th level feature.
Sure isn't. And again, if you wanted to use it alongside your 3rd level features, you literally can't, because you engage them, and because you use your bonus action to dash, you can't even make an unarmed strike, or you can't even make a spike armor attack. You're losing a D4 attack roll. It takes you to a 14th level to get 3 piercing damage? What? It doesn't even give it a dice size? If it has reach and it's unaffected, if it's large, it's unaffected. Because if it's beyond 5 feet from you, I should say it's unaffected.
Yeah.
If you aren't raging, it's unaffected.
Oh.
If you aren't, this definitely says you always recklessly attack though for reckless abandon. I guess you get that extra 5-10 HP per turn. Sure. This is horrific. This is horrendous. This doesn't solve any of the core problems Barbarian has. It tried to with Battlerager Charge, and that's kind of the only problem it tried to solve was their engagement option, and they made that happen at 10th level for some reason. Which then leaves you in like it doesn't even. Can you imagine like there's a feature here, like I would say a baby's first homebrew feature here, where if you point a bunch of pointy armor on and you charge at something, you are a weapon. Why isn't there an attack roll attached to that? Why isn't it if you collide with it, it takes some amount of damage? That seems like the most basic, bare bones idea you could put to paper.
Well, somebody must have thought
That's too good.
Because they thought, whoa, take it down a notch, buddy. My plan for the 14th level feature is +3 damage.
It's
Excuse me. Sorry.
All as well. It's just like you don't need this. No one has ever needed this. No one ever will need this. This is a waste of paper. This is printed in the same book Blade Singers were.
I mean,
Blade Singers have.
I could. Go ahead.
Blade Singers have a bonus action that gives them AC move speed and extra attack on a full caster. This gives you a D4 bonus action attack and 3 damage on hit.
Like it's hard to believe after last week we did Ancestral Guardians. Like just all right, your ancestors are flying all around you and they hate you. How does it go down from there? This is how. Maybe you do the grappler thing and you just accept that your highest point in the game is 3rd level whenever you get 3 piercing damage on grapple. It doesn't even scale. You get a flat 3 for all of time. 3. 1, 2, 3. It's less than the average of a D6. It never scales. It will always be 3. When you grapple the dragon with this, they'll go, I think I have a tick on my back. That's how annoying you'll be. At best, you're a mosquito. This is horrendous. This is one of the worst options in the game. It's probably better than Purple Dragon Knight, because Battlerager Charge can do something sometime, but it doesn't help them at all. It doesn't help Barbarians at all in their combat. It doesn't satisfy on the fantasy of being a giant spiky ball of hate, which is what this is supposed to be. It's so generic and bland and fails to deliver on any meaningful fantasy that I have a hard time envisioning someone like made this
having played this game before and said, ah, yes, this will ship in our flagship book that has like the first major expansion of player options. What happened?
I don't know.
How did this get printed like this? Commoners, if you've ever played a Battlerager and had a good time, I'd love to know about it. I'd love to hear that story. And if it was because of these features, I will be 5 times more surprised than it was just because you were a barbarian and enjoyed playing D&D with your friends.
Yeah.
That's normally what ends up happening. Is you are having a good time, angrily throwing things in roleplay and pretending to be a boisterous, bombastic barbarian, and your features are kind of pointless at that point because you don't really need to use them because you're having good enough time doing nothing and yelling a lot, which is what barbarians are kind of known for at this point.
Yeah, this gives you nothing in addition. Even like, all right, we've gotten comments about grappling. People like grappling. This doesn't give you enough to improve your grappling.
Yeah, it doesn't improve your grappling either. It just means you do 3 piercing damage whenever you grapple something.
Well, that's
so if
an
you
improvement.
want to, it doesn't like help you get the grapple to occur.
No.
It doesn't improve your rolls at all in the grappling department. It doesn't make creatures grappled by you worse off in any mechanical fashion beyond 3 hit points.
Yeah.
Also, it's not persistent. If you keep holding them there, you can't like keep stabbing them. You have to remake the check over and over again if you want 3 piercing damage. Like,
all right. I don't think we've given an F before, but I'm ready.
I think I'd give it an F. I gave it an F to Purple Dragon Knight, didn't I?
Did you?
This one also definitely is getting an F. This is horrendous.
I didn't. I don't remember what I gave Purple Dragon Knight, but yeah, this one's definitely getting an F. This one hurts.
One of the worst options in the game. There may yet be a worse Barbarian subclass, though. It's close.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to finding out. All right. Well, that was the Battlerager. All right. I think it was before we started recording, you said Battlerager, the most generic name a barbarian can have. That's fine with me. But I want the Battlerager to live up to that name, and this does not. No, like this gets an F minus because, like I said, if you lose your armor, you got nothing. And you're pretty damn close to nothing with it.
You could genuinely tell me the 6th and 10th level features were just new barbarian features, and I would go, oh, okay. So playing barbarian is a little bit less painful generically. They have no business being subclass features. This is...
All right. Well, that was Battlerager. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. Really looking forward to your comments. Yeah, defend it. I challenge you. Until next time, yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.